Hello and welcome to today's grounding dynamic vinyasa sequence. Please join me seated on the mat. Coming into whatever seat feels good for you today. Open or close your eyes and find your breath. Just notice how it is today in this moment. When you're ready, imagining that a piece of paper is in front of your face and your nose is a pen, begin to draw clockwise circles with your nose in the air. Reverse directions. On your next exhale, find a moment of stillness and we will bring some movement into the shoulders. We will begin by gently lifting the shoulders and bringing them forward, back and forward, making some shoulder circles. In reverse directions. On your next exhale, find stillness, placing your right hand down on the mat and extending to the right side in a side bend. On an inhale, lift to center, and exhale, left hand to the mat and bend to the left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side bend to the left. Continue this a few more times at your own pace. Once more. Your next inhale, come to the center, and we will find a tabletop position. We will begin by bringing a bit of movement into the wrists and the hips with figure eights. Drawing figure eight both directions. Perhaps you add different movements, perhaps a cat-cow, or a barrel roll, just finding some movement that feels good for you today. Warming up your spine. On your next exhale, come to stillness. Bringing the weight into your left hand. Reach your right hand into the sky and thread the needle. Right hand through the space between your left arm and your hips. Inhale, come back to both hands on the mat. Exhale. Inhale, bring your left arm up and thread the needle to the opposite side. Inhale, come back to center. And go back to the right side and continue this, thread the needle on both sides. At your own pace. On your next exhale, come to a moment of stillness and we will go into diagonal reaches. Beginning with your right hand, with the side, your pinky side towards the right edge corner of the mat, bringing your arm to that right edge corner and dragging it down as your hips move back towards your heels, feeling into your sides. And we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Your left hand, pinky edge to the left corner of your mat and dragging your hand across the mat. Again to the right side. Reach on an inhale and exhale, dragging the edge of the hand. Continue this movement on both sides at your own pace. On your next exhale, find a moment of stillness. On an inhale, tuck your toes and gently push up into downward dog. Perhaps you walk it out, alternating, lifting your heels. Or perhaps you find stillness, find a bit of movement that works for you today. On your next inhale, bringing the weight into your left foot in both hands. Inhale the right foot up and bend the knee. On your next exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Left knee down to crescent low lunge with hands on the mat or hands on the blocks. On your next exhale, find half splits. Stay here for a moment. On your next inhale, crescent low lunge. This will be our dynamic movement, alternating between crescent low lunge on an inhale and exhaling into half splits. Perhaps bringing some movement into your spine and your neck as well, letting the head follow as you bend and as you lift. Bring your chest forward. On your next inhale, find crescent low lunge with your palms down on the mat. Bring weight into both of your hands. Tuck the left toes. Bring the left knee up. Step back into plank and back into downward dog. Perhaps you pedal out the feet. We will move to the other side. On your next inhale, bringing the weight into your hands and the right foot. Inhale the left foot up, bending the knee. And exhale the left foot between the hands, bringing the right knee down. Crescent low lunge on the left side. And half splits on the left side. Bringing your toes back towards your face. Back to crescent low lunge. And back to half splits. Again, bringing some movement into the spine. Exhaling to half splits. On your next inhale, stay in the crescent low lunge, planting the palms on the mat, lifting the right knee, stepping the left foot back into plank, lowering the knees again, and finding child's pose with hands out in front of you, forehead to the mat. We will bring a bit more movement here, beginning in cat position, lifting the hips and pushing, bringing weight in the knees and the palms, and coming down with the upper body into cobra, and pushing back into cow, exhaling back into child's pose. Cat, cobra, cow, child's pose. Moving at your own pace, feeling in each position where your body meets the mat. Once more. We will meet in child's pose with the hands next to the thighs. Take a moment to connect to your breath. Feeling how your body feels in stillness. When you're ready, taking both hands and grabbing the right heel and the left heel. Forehead on the mat in front of your knees. And on an inhale, lifting the hips into rabbit. Feeling the top of the head into the mat. And maybe you'll feel a bit of a stretch in the shoulders, in the upper back, perhaps the arms. Notice your breath. And on your next exhale, come back into child's pose. On your next inhale, come to a seated position, and we will move onto our backs with knees bent. With feet on the corners of the mat, perhaps your hands a little bit out in front of you so that your legs will have space. You'll begin to windshield wiper the legs to the right and to the left. When you're ready, bring both feet out in front of you, lying them down on the mat. On an inhale, bring your right knee towards your chest, your right arm out to the side, and then on exhale, supine twist to the left. Perhaps your gaze stays up, looking towards the sky, or perhaps you turn your head, looking at your right arm. On your next inhale, bringing the right knee back to the chest and extending it back out in front of you. We'll move to the left leg, inhaling, bringing the left knee to the chest, bringing the left arm out to the side, and exhaling into supine twist to the right. Your gaze up towards the sky, towards your left hand. Breathing into the sensations. On your next inhale, bringing your left knee to your chest, extending your left leg forward, adjusting yourself to find Shavasana. Feeling all the points of the body that are touching the mat. Inhale and exhale. I invite you to stay here for a few moments. Perhaps you start to bring a little movement to your fingers and your toes. Perhaps you expand that movement to your wrists and ankles, or your arms and legs. Moving to one of your sides. Staying there for a moment. And when you're ready, gently pushing yourself up to a seated position. With your eyes open or closed, gently connect to your breath. Thank you so much for joining me today.